Hey guys, so this is the big debut of some of my bag of tricks. I am trying to spend a little time giving you a sneak preview of what to expect in grammar class. Alright, where do we start? Let's start out with something simple. I like to teach what a pronoun is. First I teach what a noun is by having kids make a museum where they have people, places, things, ideas, so on in their museum. Then I distill that down to noun, box. And then I teach them what a pronoun is by using sticky notes. Pronoun, it. And we go around the room and we stick sticky notes on all different things like the walls and kids, and they have a blast. They really have a good time. Pencils and all that. And I give them ones that they have to label, so they have to have a she or whatever. So they go around the room and they stick these labels on. So here's another one. Here is an indirect object. So I teach the kids about indirect objects after they've already learned about direct objects, and so they know that the direct object receives the action of the verb. So I have already taught them, I punch the box is receiving the action, and so on. And now I'm ready to go on to indirect objects, which are harder, especially because we don't use them that much in English anymore. They used to be used more than they are now. So indirect objects state what the object is to or for, which is usually in the form of a gift. So I went ahead and I made this little gift package. Sometimes I put a bow on it, but this one is kind of, meant to be packed, so I didn't want to squish my bow. So I have the indirect object. It's to or for the indirect object, and then it's from the subject. So the idea is that the gift is the direct object, and then I'm giving it to the dog. And then on the back of the gift, I also have a cool little thing where you can see how to diagram this. So just some kind of a visual way to present some key information that they really need to know. And then I had some gift tags that I did. So you have these cool little gift tags, to me from Sam, and then they would randomly get this that says, the direct object is carrots and the verb is gave or fed. So then I would say, Sam fed carrots to me. Or Sam fed me carrots. And so we kind of have fun with that because, of course, there's another one that's the horse and the farmer. So the fact that we can mix up the gifts and the farmer winds up giving stickers to the horse, just that kind of fun stuff that kids love when there's kind of that random element to it. Then let's see, what else? Always, I got the dice, I got the Micro Machine cars. We played this awesome game where you were driving your Micro Machine car from state to state, the year that we were learning geography of the states, and I had a review game we played where you were able to drive your Micro Machine car from state to state on this oversized game board. That was really fun. So I always have stuff like that that's for games where it's just review games. Then I always have posters. Here we have the parts of speech poster with the noun, the verb, the pronoun, the adverb, the adjective, the conjunction, the preposition, and the interjection. And another cool thing about this poster is that I actually drew this poster week by week for the kids. So they were able to really focus on each part because on one particular week, noun was the only thing on that poster. And then the poster would come to life and they could see that there were going to be 8 spots, but we hadn't covered them all yet. And so they would kind of, they would wonder. And then also I included little jokes. I always like to include the kids. So like I had a student that year who loved zebras, so I put a zebra as the example of the thing that we were describing. We were talking about adjectives. I have a launch pad here because I had another student who was really into rockets. So you get the idea. I kind of, it's very hands-on. We have fun. We do stuff. Or how about another one? Now this is a harder concept, so if you don't already know this, don't worry. The kids will be led step by step up to this, so don't freak out. But this is how you, this is a diagram of how you diagram an object complement noun. An object complement noun renames the direct object. And so this is something that students, initially find just a little bit intimidating until they kind of get into it. So I wanted to make it really easy. So I told them this was my stove and that this was my pan. And I was going to make pancakes. And there's something about making pancakes that makes any grammar concept more fun and easier. So we have this pancake flipper that's the verb, and the verb can be any one of these common ones that goes with object complement nouns. It might be make, call, choose, elect, name, paint. There's others, but these are the most common. And so I am going to actually cook this pancake. It says make him on one side, and I put that right on the direct object because him is the direct object. And then make him, I flip it over using the verb, and it says gentleman. Make him a gentleman. And that is, gentleman is the object complement noun. And then I have other ones like, consider this car, flip it over, a lemon. Consider this car a lemon, you know, kind of something fun. I like to throw in some Bible references sometimes. So here we have name baby. Name the baby, and then the verb comes along. Name the baby, John. And so whenever I'm presenting this lesson, I kind of do sort of a razzmatazz presentation style, like, ta-da, look what I did. And it kind of gets kids excited about grammar, which is pretty much impossible otherwise. So let's see, some other things I like to do. I also like to do student publications. This is one that I did. I don't know if we'll be doing one this year, but we'll see. I did SciTour magazine. The kids all had a chance to contribute writing to the magazine, and they all worked with one of our high school students at the co-op where I was teaching, and he did this really cool art piece for the front cover, and then we reused it on the story. And this is from my magazine journalism background. To me, making a magazine is pretty much almost as easy as sneezing, so I like to bring that to bear. Kids always love to see their name in print. That's always awesome for them. And then, of course, we also have the backbone curricula pieces. So here we have, this is the textbook that I'm going to be teaching grammar from for the middle school, especially, and also elementary school. This is kind of the reference one that's intended to be sort of, you know, answering your questions and helping you to stay up with the class at home as a homeschool teacher. And then we have the different workbooks, and the way it works is this workbook is for the young kids who are or kids who are going through this information the first time, and this is going to be a workbook where their homework is going to be a little bit more simple, and their homework is going to be include things like homophone practice, that type of an idea. It's not like it's homophone practice all the time, but just trying to give you an idea, or copy work, things like that. So your homework is going to be more simple, but it can be based on the same class where the kid sitting next to you got assigned work out of one of these books. These, this is the first one, and this is the second one. The first one covers the first, like, well, the first 2 units, but I think that's like, I don't know, almost half the year. And then the other one, the later one. And here also, this workbook has 2 levels. So the orange level is level 1, and then the green level is level 2. The orange level is kind of intended to be, you know, just more simple things, and then the green one is more complex for students who have already mastered the material that's in orange. And then here, this is fantastic. As of like week, I think it starts in week 14. Yes, as of week 14, which will be a little bit before Christmas, we'll start on this particular book. And for this one, we will be going through. There's a ton of very complicated diagramming work, and the idea is that each week the students are assigned 6 of these, but they only go as far as they're able to. So the first one's going to be very simple. It's going to be based on exactly what we learned. The second one's maybe a little more complicated. And by the time you get to week 6, it's stuff that they would no way be ready to do with their first time through the class. But this allows us to teach multiple levels at the same time, because students who are taking this course for the second or third time are going to be competent to be able to tackle some of those harder sentences. And so this is a great way for kids to be able to study together, get that support that they need, be able to have the friends and all of that, despite the fact that they're at different levels educationally. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the Bag of Tricks for Grammar, and I'm going to try to record some more of these videos about Bag of Tricks for other subjects.